guys want to watch it, I promise it's going to be a very exciting fight.
And if they don't want to watch it, they should watch it as well, right?
Exactly.
That's,
Since Matt seems to think that we produced this show all on purpose, with the recent passing of the Iron Sheik, it's kind of ironic that your nickname is Iron. What's the background on that?
So one guy, he's from Vegas too. I'm from Brazil, originally from Brazil, and the first time I came to the United States was to do the Ultimate Fighter, the UFC reality show in Vegas. That is like a bunch of fighters in a house, and we living together and fighting each other. And this guy, Joe Warner, he used to work for the show.
Yep.
And one day I told him I had a bad English. I almost didn't speak English, and I was like, when I fight, I'm gonna fight like Mike Tyson. And he say, in America we call Mike Tyson Iron Mike, so I'm gonna call you Iron Motta.
That's awesome. And you said that was Jamie Varner?
Joey Varner.
Joey Varner. So there you have it. Now, Matt always gives me a hard time when we have Philadelphians on the show. You seem to think, Matt, that Nikolas is one of your brothers.
yeah, Nick, I think we're related, buddy. I think my wife's maiden name is Motta. She's from Espírito Santo, Victoria. So my wife's Brazilian. My daughters were born there, and her last name is the same as yours. So I'm looking forward to seeing your fight this weekend.
So who's going to do, what is it, 23andMe or whatever that thing is? Who's
Oh,
going to do that?
the DNA thing?
Yeah, the
to see if
DNA.
we're family?
Yeah, you got to see if you're family.
Maybe we're related, Nicholas. We could be Nick. So
Yeah, maybe you should invite me for dinner.
you're my, yeah, my brother, man.
Well, Matt runs a...
I live in Vegas now. I love the city. Since I came here for the first time, I dreamed about living here, and now I live in America, and I want to stay in Vegas forever. Just go to other places just to visit, and Vegas is my hometown now.
So what hometown did you come from? Where in Brazil did you live?
I came from the state of Minas Gerais, in Brazil.
Belo Horizonte?
Oh, Belo Horizonte is the capital of my state.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very close.
Sitting right.
All right, let's get back to the Las Vegas because I'll be out there in 2 weeks. And where's a great place for me to go eat that tourists don't go to?
A great place to eat. Man, I'm always doing diets to fight. I told my friend, because I had another Brazilian friend that we fight in the same card, same night. We both in the main card, and we already making plans. He say we gotta go with pizza and hamburger. I'm like, brother, Vegas is one of the best places because they have so many good food and good restaurants. So let's live a little bit after this fight because we always so focused on diet and calories. After my fight, I'm gonna eat all the good food they have in Vegas.
Well, first, let me just tell you, I don't worry about weight cuts and calories. So all I care about is eating and getting fatter. And when people go to Vegas, they don't understand, and I'm sure you've learned this, they think there's the Strip, and that's it. They're like, the Rio's too far, and that's just off the Strip. I find places, like there's an all-you-can-eat sushi place that we go to that's like 12 miles away from the Strip that tourists don't know about, and it's only the locals that know where the really good places are.
Yeah, Vegas is way more than just a strip.
Talk about, you're still at Extreme Couture, right?
Yeah, I train at Extreme Couture. I feel like the team that I like it the most, and I moved to America 6 years ago, and Extreme Couture is my favorite place.
What was it about Extreme Couture? My buddy is Randy Couture. I know Sugar Ray. I know that he's involved with you as well. What was it about that gym, that facility that drew you there?
I don't know, man. I feel like the team and the coach, everything is so cool, and so many high-level fighters from all over the board. And Ray Steph was my head coach, and he's a great man. He was a great fighter, and he's a great businessman, a great father, and he's a good figure for me, like a guy that inspires me to be great because he was great in what he did. And there's so many. Also, Jake Shields is my jiu-jitsu coach too. He's a legendary MMA fighter, and There's so many good guys. Eric Nixick doing a good work. There is Dennis Davis. There is Eddie Baracco. There's so many good coaches and so many good training partners. And I love the place. I love Extreme. And I want to stay here and keep winning fights.
And don't forget, you mentioned Jake Shields is a legend in MMA. He's a legend on Twitter as well.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what's a sparring session like with you and Ray?
And you know what is crazy? Jake is such a nice guy and calm, but sometimes people try to fuck with me, and he ends up having to beat people up, right?
Right. You know, well, you know, and it's funny, you know, it's so further along. I've been involved and covered the UFC since the very beginning, UFC 1. And, you know, there's people that would like throw an elbow at this little guy named Jens Pulver, not knowing who he is and who he was. It's now at least people are starting to know you guys are fighters. Back in the day, they didn't know.
Oh, James Pulver is a legend to me. I remember when I was a kid, I watched him talk on the first Ultimate Fighter, right? Me and BJ Penn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see now he's finally in the Hall of Fame. He deserves.
Have you met Jens before?
No, he's always on Twitch because he has like a live channel for UFC on Twitch, but I never met him in person.
Well, let me guarantee you that I will introduce you to Jens. If you're in Vegas, I know you live there. The July 8th card, I'll be out on the 4th. He goes into the Hall of Fame that Thursday, so whatever that is, the 6th. I will call Jens after the show today, and I will make sure that the two of you guys meet.
That's awesome. It would be a pleasure to meet you.
So Nikolas, you're talking about you know being born in Brazil and looking at all these legendary fighters from America. But what about the Brazilian influence? I mean, obviously we know Anderson Silva, you know, Amanda Nunes. My city where my wife is from, where I call home, is home of Eric Silva, Rodrigo Dam, Giovanni Almeida, and other fighters. So, what Brazilian influences really helped you get to where you are today?
Yeah, I grew up in Brazil, and I grew up watching those guys and dreaming about one day having the opportunity to do that. That's why I was from a small town, just like Globo Teixeira. We almost from the same place. Then we moved to a big city to train with the big names. And after we moved to America, and we by hard work and sacrifice, we able to kind of live our dreams, even it's very hard. And yeah, also I grew up watching Anderson Silva. I was a big fan of Anderson and all those guys. And when I moved from my small hometown, when I was 18 years old, I moved to Rio to the biggest gym in Brazil, Nova União, and I met Jose Aldo. He was the main guy at the gym. Also, Renan Barão was UFC champion. They had Eduardo Dantas, Bellator champion, and they had so many guys that used to be champions in Japan and all over the world. And it was great to work with those guys because I felt that I would learn so fast because so much experience in that place.
What was it like, you know, in the United States, you know, NFL players, everybody knows an NFL player. They know what they look like, you know, baseball players. In Brazil, it's mainly mixed martial arts. I know basketball was big. We're friends with the Oscar Schmidt family. But what was it like as an MMA fighter, you know, living in Brazil where that's basically what we know is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Brazilian MMA?
Not really. In Brazil, the main sport is soccer. They don't care so much. They never care so much about fights.
Really?
In Brazil, the main sport is soccer, yeah.
I went to Gracie Barra one time.
A lot of times people think, oh, probably in Brazil, everybody loves fights, but no, they love soccer.
No, soccer definitely is the number one, you know, for sure. Give me your thoughts on your opponent for Saturday night.
My opponent is a very tough. He's from Mexico, and all his fights he is on the first round, and he's like he's a very aggressive fighter, and that's perfect match just for him, just for me, because I have 7 first round knockouts. All my fights, I never had a boring fight in my life, and so that's gonna be very good fight to watch. I was gonna say crazy fight, and his nickname is Crazy. His nickname is El Loco. That means crazy in Spanish.
Oh, that's perfect. Now, is the reason of the first round knockouts is because you get paid by the fight and not by the round?
I don't know. I just want to be exciting. I'm an exciting fighter, and I don't like to do boring fights. I'm a real fighter. I come to fight. I don't come to do boring fights. It's good. The most important thing is to win. I know that, but at the same time, I don't like to be a boring fighter.
It sounds like you and Dana have talked before, because that's Dana's line all the time.
So it fits perfect. Hopefully, I'm gonna be able to make him happy.
For sure. Is it easier for you to fight in Vegas because that's now your home, where you don't have to travel?
Yes. Yes, much easier for me to fight in Vegas. And I'm not even staying at the hotel. I stay at the house that I live, stay in my room, and
Saturday when you get back in on the octagon.
you fans can expect the same as always. I always come to fight, and I always put on a show, and that's what it is. That's a good sport, and you need a lot of dedication, and you can't take that thing light. You can take it very serious and do everything right. But at the same time, it's like a show, and I want to put on a show and make people excited. And I always want to watch my fights because my fights are very exciting.
Well, we cannot wait for Saturday. Enjoy the process. Have fun on Saturday. I know we have your mailing address. We're going to mail you a care package from 8 Man Strong, as well as a package from Bucked Up Energy Drink as well, for coming on and talking to us today. Enjoy Saturday. I know that's the reward for all of the hard work.
Thanks, appreciate it. Right now, I'm just on the weight cut, eating very low calories, almost no carbs. Then after I have some pasta on, I'm gonna be super strong again, like the 8 Man.
So Nick, I know you talked about eating
Pasta,
pizza.
banana.
I know you're talking about pizza and hamburgers after, that's your favorite foods. Just a quick little story for fun. I invented the pizza diet in 2009 when I lived in Brazil, 2010.
Yeah, it is funny, I know.
I was training with Eric Silva in his camp in Victoria. And so a guy invented the healthiest pizza in the country, in Brazil, called Pizza Sadavio or Pizza Bem Leve. And so he sent all of his food, his recipes, to the Federal University in Rio, and they confirmed that it was literally the healthiest pizza in the entire country. So when you go back home to Brazil, if you want to be in touch, I'll put you in touch with Jorge, who owns the company, and we'll make sure we feed you the right way when you go back.
I've been wanting to go to Espírito Santo. That's a good idea.
Well, after International Fight Week, I'll be there from July 8th to the 23rd. So if you come down, message me through the show, we'll link up.
You guys say hi, then I know they're all you guys, and we connect.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Right now, take care of business. That's Saturday night. Enjoy the fight. Nikolas, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
See you,
Care.
brother.
Nikolas Motto in the Octagon.
Motta.
In the Octagon, returns to the Octagon on Saturday. Let's hit a quick break. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong and Staff Zone.